What is going on, everyone? Welcome to The Function. If this is your first time stopping by the channel and you're wondering what this is all about, our main goal here is to make sure that every man is functioning to their fullest potential. We're going to be providing plenty of content, plenty of things to help you, to equip you, and just to make sure you go out there and just dominate your society with the right type of behaviors, the right type of habits, the right type of actions so you can function as a better man in our society today. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share and like this content, and I'll catch you in the next episode. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Function. I am really excited to kick off our Finance Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we're going to bring a new topic on how to educate ourselves and to just be better with our finances, be better stewards, and to be in a place where we don't have to rely on the 9-to-5 lifestyle. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, and it's going to be really good. I've been on a journey with finances probably for the past, I want to say 3 years. Even before then, I was trying to save, and I never felt like I could make any progress. And I just want to bring my experience of what I've been learning and what I've been doing and how I've been progressing. And I'll be sharing that in these episodes. So I'm really excited about that part. So tonight we're going to talk about the 3 ways to increase our income. 3 ways to increase our income. The first thing we want to do is we want to line up all our debts. We want to go smallest debt to highest debt. And then we want to make the minimal payments on each one, if we can. You know, maybe we can't make the minimal payment on the highest debt yet, but we can start tackling the other ones. That's fine. That will happen. It's okay. We want to develop a plan of attack on our debt. So here's what I did. Back in 2019, I had attempted to start a drop shipping business. I wrote a book. Didn't make profit. Used credit cards to start these ventures. It didn't work out. In that moment of life, I came across a company called Wealth Dynamics, and saw a presentation, signed up, because at that point I felt like I needed some direction. So I opened up a life insurance policy. It earns an annual dividend of 3 to 5%. I only borrow to pay off debt and invest. Now I'm in the stage of paying off my consumer debt right now, right? So what I did was I lined up all my smallest of my credit cards up to my student loans, and I started making minimum payments on each one. And what I did is I overfunded the policy until it got to a point where I could pay off my first debt. So I borrowed from the policy, and then I paid off my credit card, first one. And then I redirected that payment back into my policy so I can use that money again in the future. So instead of using the bank and not being able to see that money again, I know I'm going to see that money being used once again down the road. Mind you, my cash value is still earning an annual dividend. So fast forward 2 years later, I've paid off over $16,000 of credit card debt. There's no more credit cards anymore. I'm on track to pay off my car loan by January, and on track to pay off my wife's car loan by next year, and maybe my first student loan by next year as well. So what I've been doing is I'm still doing smallest to highest, but I'm taking my payments, doing the minimum payments, and overfunding my life insurance policy so I can get there faster on the next debt. And then I'm taking the old payment and putting it back into the policy so it's available to borrow again. Now, there is a 1 to 3% interest that they charge you. Now, you can completely pay off that entire loan before your anniversary date and won't have to make any payments. And once you're done paying it off, you get to use that money once again. Because the money never leaves the cash value. It just keeps growing and growing as you keep putting more money into it. So, line up all your debts. Go smallest to highest. And then pay off each debt to free up cash flow. Paying off a debt is an investment. Consumer debt will tie you up. So if you're looking for one way to start increasing income, look at your debts, go smallest to highest, and that's one way you're going to automatically increase your income. Let's just say you have $500 or $600 in bad debt. You pay that off, you have $600 available to go use it for investing. You can use it for other purposes, but you have that income available, and it's been an increase, right? So that's one way to increase your income. The second way is work in an industry that will always be in demand. Preferably, I would work in the sales industry. The reason why is because you're going to make more income in sales. You just will. Sales is never going to go away. There's always going to be products that are needed to sell. You got to sell something, right? Every time. You're always going to sell yourself every day. So find a sales job or work as an electrician, a plumber. I know plumbers, they make between $70,000 and $100,000 a year. Find jobs in the industrial field because they have, guaranteed income and high salaries. But make sure you're in an industry that is growing, that will always be in demand, right? Preferably a sales job because, again, you're going to just make more income. Your income is not limited to a certain salary. It's based on performance. If you can be in a position where you're making commission only, that is the best spot to be. Now, you might not be there yet because you got to build your emergency fund. You got to pay off your consumer debt, and that's fine. Take care of that first, right? Take care of all that first. If you're going to want to go out and venture on your own, have an emergency fund. Have 6 months of expenses taken care of. Build your nest egg. Do that first. Get rid of all your consumer debt. I was looking at the average consumer debt today is $92,727. Gen X consumer debt averages out at $140,643. Now, you do the math on, salaries. The average salary come out of college, $40,000? Average, maybe less. So we count rent, we count food, gas, utilities. We haven't gotten to, doing fun things and things you enjoy. Car payment, right? All these insurance premiums. How are we going to pay off that debt? See, this is why we have to get in an industry that is going to provide high value for maximum returns. Because the more value you give, the bigger the return. So if you're looking for a way to increase your income, get in an industry where compensation is going to increase. Or find something where you can get yourself positioned where you can go into an industry where you can make more income, or develop a skill that will put you in that spot. Third thing you want to do is find a side hustle or a part-time job. Oh man, you got to work Saturdays. Well, if you're serious about your money, if you're serious about increasing your income, don't settle. Don't be okay with just collecting a 2-week paycheck. Get serious about this stuff. So, find a side hustle. You could do delivery jobs. My friend, he works Amazon. He does that on the side while he's building his drop shipping business, his trading business, and he has a 9-to-5 job. And he hustles. He does it for tax purposes because you get tax write-offs when you have a side hustle. Part-time job, you don't get as many benefits. So if you're in that predicament, I would try to spend 5 or 6 hours a week on something on the side where you can build like maybe a podcast, a YouTube channel, because you can write that off on your taxes. Because as long as you're in the pursuit of making income, you can write that off at the end of the year. So look at delivery jobs. You can write off your gas miles. You can write off your insurance premiums. You can do a lot there. You can even write off your car payment, but that's based on your gas miles. So we'll talk about taxes down the road, but you can either do your car payments or your the miles on your car. Depends on which one's more that year. That's the one you want to write off. So you do Uber, you do Amazon, you're making extra income. Make a goal for that. Let's say you want to make $500 a month. Well, guess what? That's $500 more dollars you didn't have. Now you have, right? And we can say, oh, well, what about gas? What about, wear and tear in my car? Your car is a liability. It's going to wear down. That's a given. So find something that will work for your schedule with driving and just go do it. YouTube and podcasting. Great ideas. A lot of people are doing podcasting these days. It's really big on YouTube. I see it a lot more. Jump in this industry now. Take advantage. Develop a brand, develop what you want to talk about, and just go. Just be consistent. The best way to grow is through consistency. So don't get caught up in numbers. Don't get caught up in, how many people are listening. Obviously, you want to see the stats. I'm not saying don't look at stats, but just focus on getting better. Focus on just your editing, your thumbnails, or maybe your recording, your delivery, your communication, whatever it may be. Work on that. Because again, at the end of the day, it's going to keep you busy. You're going to stay motivated, and you'll be developing another skill, right? The way to maximize your income is to be valuable. You want to provide the highest amount of value. So when you walk in the room and you're functioning, right, because it's all about functioning as a man who brings a presence where people want to be around you, you got to be valuable. You got to be able to exchange something with somebody else. And if you can't exchange something, you got to figure out what you can exchange. So these are just these are basic ways to increase your income. You can line up all your debts, free up that cash flow. That way you can start looking at other opportunities, have more freedom in your life. You can find a job where you're going to get compensated more. You're going to make more. You can develop a skill set with podcasting, YouTube, and one day be full-time on YouTube or full-time recording podcasts. You can have Amazon and Uber as your side hustle so you can build your small business. You can build your dreams, your ideas. See, we don't want to just settle. It's not okay to settle. It's not okay to be like everybody else in the world. We've got to look at ourselves and say, okay, I don't have it's not the government's fault. It's not inflation's fault. It's not the gas price's fault. It's my fault. What am I not doing right in terms of my income? Why am I feeling as if I'm behind? Why do I feel that way? The moment we point the finger at ourselves is the moment change begins to happen. So, if we are going to get better with our income, if we're going to look to increase things, let's follow these steps. Let's be consistent. Let's be intentional with our money. Let's be good stewards with it. Let's not be 65 scrambling for savings. Let's not do that. I heard something from a video I watched today that the average tired person has only $70,000 stored up. And it will run out in 10 years. Think about that. $70,000. If you were to spend the next 5 to 10 years committing to a forced savings plan, and we'll get into that in our next episode, talking about savings. If you were to commit to that for 5 to 10 years, let's say you average $10,000 to $20,000 in savings, let's make it 15. You would have a total, watch this, $15, $30, $45, $60, $75,000 in 5 years. You could go invest in some real estate deals. You could go start a business. But if we don't think long term, this will never happen. So if you're looking to increase your income, you got to think long term. You can't be living on impulse. Impulse is never good. So if you need help with your income, if you need help increasing it, reach out to me. I hope you are doing well and this fires you up. It gets you going. I'm looking forward to more of these Finance Tuesdays because I just love talking about finances because it's helping me out. And I just want to share my personal stories and what's working for me. And my hope is that you take this and apply it and that you find ways to get more money, more compensation. You get in industries or you develop skills that can get you in the right place so you can produce at the highest level. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. If you enjoyed that episode today, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like and share this content with others. And have a great week. Go function as the people you're capable of and as the men that you know you can be. And if you got any questions or anything, just feel free to reach out to me. And have a great, great day.